What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so we're hearing that Canelo versus Kovalev is pretty much done for November 2nd. November 2nd. That's a bloody quick turnaround. A bloody quick turnaround. How long is that? 9, 10 weeks? However long it is, it's short, right? Let's be honest, it's short. I'm guessing this was already probably agreed prior to the yard fight. Like, if you come through the yard fight, this is the date we have. Will you accept? Kovalev probably looked at the number, $10 to $15 million, and accepted immediately. He came through the yard fight with a wobble, but he came through. So no complaining and no turning back now. I don't have a fighter's mentality. Let's be honest, I don't. So for me, it seems crazy. For Kovalev, and I guess other fighters out there, it probably seems like, what's the problem? What's everyone complaining about? Probably gets his medicals done. Fine. Any injuries? No. What's the problem? And that's probably the way he looks at it. That's probably the way, I don't know, a lot of people in the boxing game look at it. This used to happen years ago, right? 20, 30 years ago, this was normal. This kind of turnaround was normal. If you win, and he did win, let's not forget, fight again in 10 weeks. But for me, it just seems mighty short. We're talking, I don't know, what's he going to have as a break here? 2-3 weeks max? So if it is 10 weeks away, and I should know this, but my calendar isn't really working right now. If it is 10 weeks away, he gets, probably thinking he takes 2-3 weeks off just to completely rest. I mean, does he do any sparring? Not sure. Not sure. So he takes 3 weeks off, gives him 7 weeks. I guess the only benefit is that he's in shape, right? That's the biggest benefit. He doesn't have to go into camp to get in shape. He's already in shape, and it won't be hard to get back on the weight. It won't be hard at all. Although I am starting to hear whispers about a catch weight, which I fucking hate. Look, if you're going to go to light heavy, go to light heavy. Although some people will argue and say anything above 168 pounds is light heavy, but that's bullshit, let's be honest. I mean, it's fact, don't get me wrong, but it's bullshit. So they are talking about Kovalev maybe coming down to 170 pounds. Kovalev actually done an interview, I think it was yesterday, saying catch weight, no problem. Kovalev isn't the biggest light heavy. He isn't. I mean, as an amateur, he used to fight 140 pounds. He's not a big light heavy. So maybe cutting down 5 pounds won't be a problem for him. I guess it isn't a problem when you're going to get 10 to $15 million, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I remember when, what was that fight again? Chad Dawson came down from 175 to 168 to fight Andre Ward, and it was like a dead man walking. It was like half of Chad Dawson. So I hate to see these catch weights. You want to go up? Go up. Don't ask about this middle shit. So yeah, he doesn't have to get in shape. He might not or might do sparring, but I guess for him, the biggest thing is you do all the medical checks, they come back fine, your hands are fine, no injuries, no broken bones. Why can't he fight? Why can't he fight? The only thing for me is Canelo is clearly the biggest name on this network. I mean DAZN when I say this network. Surely he can go to DAZN and say, let's move it. I mean, obviously the December date's taken really because of Anthony Joshua, the early December date, but surely you can go in late November. Just give Kovalev 2-3 weeks more. Do you know what I mean? Why does it have to be November 2nd? But regardless, this used to happen all the time back in the 80s and 90s. It isn't something new. If a fighter wins, you can quickly turn around. I just think the punches that he took in round 8 are enough for me to say he needs a longer break. I mean, I'm not a boxer. If any boxer watches this channel, please advise me, how long does it take to recover from that? Like, how long, right? I mean, routinely, especially in America, I don't know if it happens here, but if you fight in a certain state in America, you get a 6-month medical suspension. You can't fight in that state again for 6 months, I think. Obviously, fighters then go and fight in other states, which will be allowed. But, I mean, if they're telling you you have to have a 6-month medical suspension, win or lose, there's a reason for that. And you're talking about Kovalev coming back in 10 weeks. Interesting and crazy at the same time. But right now it's about getting as much money as possible, right? I mean, it's coming to the end. You want to cash those checks. And I'm guessing he made about, let's just take a guess here and say $5 million for Yard, maybe a bit more, probably a bit more. And now we're talking about, or hearing 10 to 15 million for Canelo. So in a space of less than 3 months or 10 weeks, this guy could potentially earn $20 million. You just don't turn that money down as a fighter. You don't. Buddy McGurk said he's okay to go. Kovalev said he's okay to go. Who are we, me, to complain? No one. Peace.